Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here. Sorry it's been a little while since I posted a video. I'll try and make this pretty quick. Thank you to all of our patrons, all of our supporters. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book and anything else that we might find applicable. I need to have some traffic through that Amazon thing that you guys suggest in order for it to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, I want to talk about a new series. It's not a new author, but a new series I came across. I'm going to be talking about book one. So the author, Misty Vixen, and she does have a co-author, Jessica Threet. And the book is Beneath the Ashes. It's book one of what up to this point has been a trilogy. I don't believe book four is out quite yet. But we'll be talking about the other books later. By the way, some of you guys have asked for reappearances of our crazy Freya. And that will definitely be coming soon. Can't do it right now. We got a new puppy, although our new puppy is now much bigger than Freya, despite only being 5 months old. As soon as our new puppy is capable, we will be allowing him up here, so I'm sure he's going to be making an appearance as well. He is crazy. But until then, you're stuck with just me. So, Beneath the Ashes by Misty Vixen and Jessica Threet. So the main character's name is Ethan. Now this world is interesting. This is our world. The setting is basically our world adjacent. It's our world, far future, although how far we can't really make a guess. I'm saying it's semi-far into the future because they have technology that, while feasible, theoretically feasible to us, is pretty extreme. I don't think we could, if some great tragedy were to befall Earth right now, we couldn't pull off what they pulled off in the book in their past. So the setting is, again, our world, but it's underground. According to what the book alludes to, there was some great war, basically, that occurred, and biological weapons were used, and these biological weapons cause mutations and things like that. And basically, the surface world is for the most part just ash. It's just ash and mutants, and humanity retreated underground. And at that point, by the time humanity was ready to retreat underground, not only had the war been lost for everybody, because whatever they did to create these mutant creatures, those creatures were overwhelming humanity. So humanity retreats underground. Theoretically, above ground is the domain of these mutants, but they are also underground. So humanity retreated underground and created these refuges. Basically, they were just towns. In some cases, villages. Our main character, Ethan, comes from basically a village. You're talking a population of maybe 100. And they just survived. That's pretty much the overwhelming tone of this entire series, is just survival. They weren't underground in these underground utopias. They weren't in fallout shelters or anything like that, where they had advanced technology and were working scientifically to improve things. They were underground with what remnants of technology they could maybe find, sometimes just enough to keep things going, such as power stations, power units, some basic medical gear, things along those lines. And then just trying to survive, trying to feed themselves, trying to make sure they remain fed, that they had shelter, they remained warm and watered and capable, while also defending themselves from these monsters, these creatures, these mutants that are outside underground. And Ethan, his home actually gets destroyed, and that's pretty much how the book starts. He makes his way underground through these no-fly zones, basically, no crawl zones, I suppose, no walk zones, to another refuge nearby, a larger one. The one he came from was, again, like a village, if that, a hamlet, maybe 100 people. He goes to one that's got thousands. Still not the biggest. There's mentions in this series of even bigger ones. But this one is big. This is basically a small city. And he makes it to their main gates, manages to convince them to let him in, and he's let in on a probationary status. They can only hold so many people in these things. They don't necessarily trust people that come from the outside, aside from traveling merchants and stuff like that. But what Ethan is a scavenger. He doesn't want to be. He used to be. He scavenged for a while with this old little hamlet, and had some skill at it, but it's not really what he wants to do. But he discovers, as he comes in this probationary level, the worst housing, almost no food, basic food, all that, discovers that really the only way he can actually make any money and any kind of living is to go back to scavenging, which in scavengers are the people that leave the safe zones and they go travel out to try and find basically pre-apocalypse technology. They try and find underground mining outposts or underground mining equipment that might have things like first aid kits, maybe some food, maybe some medicines, maybe technology, finding pieces of technology, circuit boards, motherboards, batteries, things along those lines. Or possibly they have to travel out maybe half-mile out underground to find a power station that they need to fix because it's supplying power to them. So scavengers are kind of what keeps these places going. Their water reclamation is breaking down because they ran out of filters. But there might be there was a mining town 5-hour walk away from this sanctuary that might have some filters, or might have a motherboard they need to fix their air filtration, or might have this piece of medicine or this piece of medical equipment that might help them make the medicine they need for this outbreak, things along those lines. Scavengers are the ones that have to go out there and get this stuff, and that's what Ethan has to do. Now he also discovers a fugitive that's not even supposed to be within this town, that he somewhat teams up with because, well, this is a Misty Vixen book, so I'm pretty sure you can guess that if Ethan is the male, you can probably guess that this fugitive who's hiding is probably a female. And there's probably other females around as well, because, again, this is a Misty Vixen book. So, yeah, he does slowly start to build up a number of women around him. This book, it doesn't really turn into a full-blown harem or anything like that quite yet. It's got some potential to do so eventually, yes, but it doesn't quite get there yet. But overall, this book was actually a lot of fun. Misty built up this really cool world. It's a lot of fun reading about the world. And I actually would not mind if she were to expand upon this a little bit. Maybe have a couple of other books or a couple of other series that occurred within this world. Because it's pretty fascinating. She could even potentially have a spin-off of maybe there's some survivors above ground. Who knows? The world itself is the world that this trilogy deals with is very, very, very small part of an entire planet. So there's a lot of potential out there that I think would be a lot of fun to explore. This is one of my favorites that I've come across that Misty Vixen has written. So I'll definitely be talking about the other ones later on. Thank you everybody for watching. We will catch you next time. Bye now.